Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship 2016 and the first match. This is going to be Blue Eyes versus Madolche. This is pretty crazy. You don't really see Madolche that much, and my goodness, there are a good amount of people watching this. Any arguments about people not watching this event are 100% dead. You see there's 4,600 people on YouTube and another 2,600 almost on Twitch. So those are some pretty good numbers, boys. And I think they said something like 100,000 or 110,000 players across the world qualified for, like they were qualified that were eligible for nationals. And what I would assume that counts me because I played out of regionals in January. All right, boys. Oh my God, that playmat. What is that? What I don't know what that is on that playmat. It is gorgeous. It's not Norden, right? It's a monster that's holding a trident. What is that? When I see the trident, I just think of Norden. It almost looks like a Blue Eyes. What? Oh my God, I gotta figure out what that is between matches. I don't know what that playmat is. It's freaking gorgeous. All right, so we've got Shunsuke versus Samir. Samir was the guy that won. He won the Euros 2016 World Championship qualifier with Pendulums, and Shunsuke is our 2015 champion, our world champion from last year with Serteller Knights, which means he automatically gets invited back to nationals. So I'm pretty sure in just a second we'll see who's starting. I like the way they got the badges. Not only do they have the names on the back of they have the names on the back of on the uniforms, but I like the way that they have the badges that shows where the player is from. I want to say that's a Blue Eyes card, but I don't know about the Trident. All right, so OCG players, I think Shunsuke's from Japan. He plays Blue Eyes, which, like I said in my video yesterday, I think a lot of players in the OCG are super familiar with Blue Eyes, so I think they'll lean towards that. I thought most TCG players would lean towards Pendulums, but Madolche was kind of something I didn't see. So he opens up with Card of Consonants, and then he trades in his Blue Eyes. So he went first, already getting his deck rolling. He's already pretty much got a +1. He'll get a +1 from White Stone. And he's got a Veiler in his hand. He's got 2 copies of Sage. Actually, see, the card it almost looks like is Sage, but I don't think Sage doesn't have a spear. Isn't he holding like a book or something like that? Oh man, I really wish I knew what that monster was. His hand is not super good because he has a Blue Eyes in his hand. I don't know if you really want that. He looks like he's going to set the Sage. Effect Veiler, obviously, super good against Madolche. I wouldn't be surprised if instead of getting White Stone, if he just gets a Blue Eyes, honestly. Just to kind of thin his deck out. There's nothing to pop here, and I think that would just probably be like the standard play. Just get yourself a big monster. A monster with the highest attack. He does get Blue Eyes White Dragon in defense mode. Okay, maybe fearing battle damage. Maybe fearing 101. I think maybe that's a little... Oh no, he's going for the power shuffle. He's going for the power shuffle. Oh, come on, man. You gotta have some respect for your... I say respect because obviously there's going to be 100% clean play in nationals, but going for that spicy pile shuffle, anytime I go for a pile shuffle, I'm always like, I don't know if I really trust you. But he went for the full power shuffle. Players playing with the same sleeves, I understand it's like tradition. I don't agree with it. The main reason is I don't even like at regionals playing with the same color sleeves as my opponent. That's why I usually play pink. And kind of a lot of times I'll play either like a dull, like a Majin Buu pink, or like a really hot pink. Because even though pink is popular, it's nowhere near white or black. And that's simply because when you see 2 players who have white sleeves, sometimes cards get put in other people's decks and whatnot. I actually think I might take Madolche in this game 1 simply because of how weak Shunsuke opened. I mean, he got a +1, but it wasn't a strong +1. And it looks like Samir he's got Terra Top, and he's going to search for Take Tumberg. Probably he's running the 3-1 split that you see in PK Fire. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is his thumb on a Trap Tricks Myrmilio? Because he might be running a Trap Tricks engine. All right, so there's the Take Tumberg. He's got Train Signal Red. Wow, that's interesting. He's running that card. That's pretty cool. I remember Madolche players playing that a while back, but you don't really see it that often. The thing about Madolche is, and I guess the one thing it does have going for it is, well, one, it's really good with Brilliant Fusion, and two, as I've said before, I believe that Madolche Tiramisu is 1000% immune to power creep. That card cannot be power creep. It's just not possible. When you have non-targeting removal that can get rid of 2 cards, it's just not going to be, like, it's pretty much impossible to power creep her. In 5 years, if the game of Yu-Gi-Oh is still around, should be, like, she'll still be good. All right, so what is going to be the play here? Oh my goodness, you know what? I'm sorry. This is not even full screen. My goodness. Terrible streamer. My bad. I didn't even realize this whole time I didn't even have it full screen. This should look much better. Sorry about that. My apologies. All right, so I believe Dante is at 1, but looks like he's going to go into. Oh man, I can't remember its name. It's an X-Saber. It's gonna get Valor probably. Oh my god, I cannot remember its name. It's gonna have to pop up right quick. I play this card, I want to say in my X-Sabers. I don't summon it that much. Oh, and he did not Valor it? Okay. Brings out Messenger Gelato in defense mode. Won't that guy trigger? Get him either a Chateau or a ticket. Okay. X-Saber, I don't know why I don't know what Gothams came into my mind. It's not Gothams. Gothams is a synchro. Hold on, let me see if they'll say it. Okay.
Okay, yeah, so he's not going to be able to search his time around.
He better get that off the field, because I think. Alright, there you go. I was about to say, he better get it off the field, because I believe that the monster is destroyed during the end phase. Alright. Okay, so Messenger Gelato was summoned. No effect. I don't believe he activated the effect. Now he's just pointing at his Messenger Gelato. Mageline was summoned, so he'll get a search. He's getting some nice pluses here. Now the thing is with Worlds, there's always going to be a huge language barrier because, one player is from, I believe Samir, I think he's French. Yeah, I think Samir is French. Shunsuke is like Japanese. So I'd be shocked if they spoke the same language, and they could just be getting a ruling. Man, this is gonna bug me all match. The name of that freaking... I should know that. I mean, I played in a couple of decks. It's been a staple, and X-Sabers... Or not, well, not X-Sabers. It's actually better in Madolche than it is in X-Sabers. You will go into it in X-Sabers occasionally to bring out Bogart Knight, but that's like pretty much it for the most part. Unless you're playing some of the weird X-Sabers that no one really uses. But it's good in wind-ups, too. Yeah, that's another deck it was good in. Because I think you can bring out Wind-Up Dog straight from the deck. And it has not been reprinted. It's an early. I feel like it's an early Zaxxil card. I think it's from like Order of Chaos. If I was just to guess, I think it's interesting that he didn't affect Valor though. I think he's waiting. For something that can kill Blue Eyes before he Valors. Yeah, I think he's waiting for him to commit all his summons, and then he'll probably do his play after he feels like his blue. Or he'll probably drop the Valor maybe when he feels like his Blue Eyes is threatened. And I would imagine for an event like this, you probably you have to have judges who are like bilingual and stuff like that. Let me see what they're saying.
Cake and Angeli as well. And eventually they just start recycling themselves through Ticket and Chateau.
Okay, so they're just talking about Madolche Chateau and Madolche Ticket and the recyclability and stuff like that. Man, I still cannot get over how beautiful that mat is. All right, so he puts his hand on Mageline, saying that I'm going to search. And maybe you get Angeli here. Maybe you get... he's got his hand on Angeli. It looks like that's going to be the play. Angeli is usually what a lot of people get off of Madolche Mageline. Because it's like your setup for your next turn. You go Madolche Mageline into the Angeli. And then Angeli, you can obviously just go straight into the Hoot Cake. And then you get your play. Is he going to exceed? No, he is going to attack. He attacks in the White Stone. Okay, so White Stone will pay for itself during the end phase. Nothing really lost there. All right, is it time to summon the Tiramisu maybe? Okay, let's see what he goes for rank 4. Opens the overlay. Now, no, goes for Rafflesia, a defensive field. Okay. Now, I think he has time space in his hand. But I don't think he can set it, because if he sets it, it's getting blown up. That's just a fact. Well, I guess he'd be able to Rafflesia what's it called? He'd be able to Reflasia the white spirit dragon, but you'd still lose your back row regardless. And there goes that white spirit. And he is gonna, okay, maybe he's gonna go ahead and just bottomless. Alright, so detaches Mesh and Gelato. And I'm thinking a bottomless is gonna be sent to the grave. Now I've gotta say, that's actually, out of all that, I don't think I've ever used Reflasia's effect the same turn I summoned it. I just don't think I've ever done it. He's looking through his deck. Boy, you better have a bottomless in there. Oh, Treacherous Trap Hole, even better. Oh no. That is, oh man, that is huge. Hits him with the Treacherous Trap Hole. Okay. I just assumed bottomless, but that was not the play. And what's really good about this is he gets the Treacherous out of his deck while he still has the time space in his hand. I believe he has time space. I could be wrong about that. I could have swore it said time space was in his hand. So you're just going to do a little bit of shuffling right here. Both Blue Eyes will be targeted, or I guess White Spirit Dragon's not technically a Blue Eyes, but you know what I mean. Both players are shuffling up as both of them just went to their decks. And X-Saber, oh man, for the life of me, I'm just not going to remember that guy's name. And then the second that they show it when it hits the graveyard or something, if it does leave the field at all, I'm going to be like, oh, right, I know that guy. I know it. I mean, I summon it once every blue moon on X-Sabers, but if you play Madolche, you're going to summon it. And that's it. Yeah, if you play Madolche, you're going to summon it. And okay, I can't really see because they changed the camera angle. It actually looks like Blue Eyes is still on the field. Yeah, it actually appears that Blue Eyes is still totally on the field. Or okay, well, it went to his turn. Yeah, I'm not sure how Blue Eyes is still on the field. They need to change the camera angle so that the audience can see the what's it called. Looks like he top deck Phoenix from Windblast. Got a couple of Sages, Effect Veiler. That can at least get rid of the XC on the board so it doesn't trigger again. Or he can obviously just Veiler it. Although holding the Veiler kind of worked out for him. I don't know how many Veilers he's playing. Maybe you just summon your Sage, get another Veiler if you're playing like 3. You know, I mean, just because you can get Veilers for days. So Blue Eyes was spared, or that might be another Blue Eyes. I don't think he didn't have any ways of summoning another copy of Blue Eyes. I don't think so. But his field was definitely lost. Let me see how many Blue Eyes he has. Nope. Okay, that must be a new Blue Eyes because no, he traded one Blue Eyes in, and then I think the other one died. So that has to be that's the last Blue Eyes in his deck. The Blue Eyes is looking pretty strong now, and he won't obviously. I'm not sure if he'll be able to stop this attack. He doesn't have any back row set. Looking at his graveyard, he might be thinking about using White Stone here and adding like his other Blue Eyes to his hand. Maybe that's what he's thinking of doing. Is he gonna do that? He's looking at his graveyard. I mean, it's got that White Stone in there. It's not really doing anything. Well, no. I was gonna say he needs Alternative Dragon, but how would he summon it? You don't want to try and tribute summon for that thing. That would just be that'd be a catastrophe. Yeah, you wouldn't want to tribute summon. But what I was saying about the Reflasia is I don't think I've ever seen a Reflasia use the same turn it summoned during that player's turn. Like I don't think that just doesn't really happen that often where a player will summon Reflasia and then they'll respond immediately to a summon. Like I mean, I'm sure it's happened, but I just don't see it. Like almost all the time when I summon Reflasia, I use it defensively. All right, so he goes to the attack. Let me see if I can get the name.
I think Samir can outright win if he has Mifuel. I can never say that right.
Mifuel, the little kitty. Yeah, he's talking about the cat.
The Madolche, when it's summoned, you can
summon another Madolche from your hands.
You can go crazy.
Oh, he's busting out the what's it called? Busting out the little train card. And I believe that will protect it from battle. He's gonna have to read that. Now the thing is, can he read the language? Will it have to be translated for him? Hold on, I gotta turn this. What's it called?
For another time, and he gets another material to do something with. Yeah, exactly. I think Samir here in a really good spot.
All right, so I believe he's just showing it to the translator. I wish they would put that card up because I don't remember the exact text. No. Here's what I think happens, right? I think you summon it during the battle phase, and I think your opponent has to redirect the attack to it, but it can't be destroyed in battle that turn. It's been a long time since I've seen that card. I don't even remember what its name is off the top of my head. I had just read it, but I think so, because I vaguely do remember it being played in Madolche, just because it's a level 3 that you can summon from your hand. But I'm pretty sure the attack has to be redirected. I'm trying to turn the volume up occasionally just because I want to see if they're going to talk about the card. Queen Tiramisu. They're talking about the Madolche XC. Madolche XC, Queen Tiramisu. Although Madolches have another one that no one really uses that much. Oh, Chocolate Mode, yeah. Chocolate Mode is cool, but their Madolche cards are just so adorable. It's nothing compared to Tiramisu. Tiramisu is just bae. Alright, so yeah, you have to, that's what I thought. You have to attack into that monster, but it cannot be destroyed by battle that turn. So it basically just kind of sits there and stalls for a bit. Looks like he's going to trigger the effect. Show me that Veiler. Show me you're playing more Veilers. I know in Japan they don't play a lot of Veilers, though. They only play, a lot of times they play like one Veiler. Dude, this is Worlds. Smart man. He's playing multiple Veilers. This guy knows his stuff. I always thought that 2 Veilers, maybe, well, 3 might be a little much, but I always thought that 2 Veilers was the way to go. And now, see, he's able to, he could go into Spirit Dragon maybe, and if obviously Rafflesia tries to like bottomless it or whatever, he could just tag out into another fusion, or excuse me, not another fusion, but another synchro, and he'd have his play, like he'd have his field kind of established, and he'd have 2 Veilers to back him up. So unless, you know, somebody had like a, well, no, Rageki's banned. Oh my, Regeki is banned because they don't have any OCG. I always want to default on the Regeki and think unless he has a Regeki to clear the board, Regeki is banned though. So I don't know, man. I think Spirit Dragon is gonna be a really nice play here. This might be the start of the comeback, actually. Unless he drops Tiramisu, but then he has double Veiler. Tiramisu is, there should be like 0% chance of Tiramisu going off when you have double Veilers. You just shouldn't allow it, honestly. Alright, so I think he's about to do that. Okay, so 8 plus 1. I'm sorry, that's how they say it on the show. There's Spirit Dragon. And there's no use in trying to bottomless it. If you try and bottomless it, he will activate the effect. Alright, so he's banishing. It's going to put that Blue Eyes back in his hand, recover some resources. So, didn't really go neg with the synchro. And he passes turn. I believe another Mageline was just picked up by Samir. I don't actually think that makes his hand that much better. Because, I mean, you probably want to summon Angeli here, so I don't think the Mageline really does much here. But yeah, you know, the fact that Regeki is not legal for this event is huge. Looks like he wants to play a Speller Trap, considering how far it is back on the playmat. It looks like he does not want to summon. It looks like he wants to activate a Speller Trap. I can't see what the card is, though. Activates Twin Twister on the back row, giving up Messenger Gelato. And the back row is Phoenix from Windblast, pitches the Blue Eyes, which he got for free, and goodbye XA C, whose name I will find out.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that he decided to just Twin Twist it straight away.
Okay, I'm just not gonna learn. I'm just not gonna learn the name of that damn XC, guys. I apologize. I know you guys are yelling at the screen. Cap, you know you're yelling what it is. I'm sorry. I cannot remember what its name is. All right, so he did go with Mageline, did not go with Angeli to get Mifuel, the Madolche, the little kitty. I think he's, what is he sitting on? He's sitting on like a waffle or something like that. Yeah, I think he's like sitting on a waffle, or it's got like chocolate on it or something like that. But it basically lets you summon another Madolche from your hand. See the shuffle he does? That's generally what I do. It's like the four pile. Like, I think when you get like 8 pile, it's just like, I do 8 pile for like the beginning, in between games or whatever. But like in game, I'm not doing 8 piles like too long. You'll go into time like every time, because I mean people just go into their decks too much and you get so much searching in the game. All right, so looks like there wasn't really a play, an offensive play. Is he gonna bring out that white stone? Maybe. Nope. Okay, does something different. Oh, excuse me. He's just adding for Blue Eyes. All right, then he just added the Blue Eyes back. Then he traded it in, and looks like he got Gospel of Revival and another Sage. Is that he just picked up? I believe he just picked up another Sage. All right, he has 2 copies of Stone Banish. It'd be kind of cool if he had some way of getting them back. Like if he had some way of getting those stones back, that'd be beautiful. So the copy of the copy of Gospel or Return of the Dragon Lords is actually pretty powerful here because he can just get over Rafflesia possibly, and he activates it immediately. This thing now has protection from destruction, and you don't see Spirit Dragon in attack mode very often, but you do now. He definitely put it in attack. I just like that double wall of Effect Veiler is just so good against Madolche. Oh, no, wait. Okay. I guess he was thinking about putting it in attack mode. I think Samir was like, hold on, give me a second to think about this. All right. Looks like he wants to use Rafflesia, maybe. Maybe not. Now, I think that back row, he has Angeli and Mewfuel. Mewfuel. Okay, there we go. Mewfuel. I think that's a time space set, but I don't know how good it's going to be against a Blue Eyes who literally is just going to be causing havoc on board. All right, so he fills them both in to go ahead and just put that Blue Eyes in attack mode, and I think it's clobbering time, man. I think he's going to lose a good portion of his field, and I think if that Mewfuel gets, I think if it gets Veilered, I think he's donezo. Like, 8,000 light points is a lot, but I think so much of his field's gone. I would probably, knowing that he has, well, I guess it depends, because he has a level 3 and a level 4 in his hand. You could just leave. I would just leave the Rafflesia. Just leave the Rafflesia. That card's not doing anything. If you just kill the 2 monsters, his Exceed possibilities they're absolutely not going to happen if you just Veiler the Mewfuel, knowing that you have, in case you have instant fusion. If you have something like Soul Charge, okay, you can't really account for that. But the Imagineering is going to go back into his deck anyway. Whoa, doesn't that go back into his deck? Doesn't that go back into his deck? Hold up, don't Madolche's go back into the deck?
You're drawing 2 cards, which is going to make it build to win now. Over here, like 5.
Okay, I thought Madolche's went back into the deck when they were destroyed. Oh, okay, he is gonna. I was like, whoa. He's just putting it in the graveyard. I'm sorry. Most people don't even put it in the graveyard. They just kind of like skip it and just put it straight into the deck. I was like, whoa there. Like, did Madolche stop going to the graveyard? Like, when did that happen? Okay, so he runs over Madolche, and I think that's the right play. I think for the most part, you don't even worry about the Rafflesia because Rafflesia's just not doing anything right now. Yeah, I actually don't think they're gonna allow him to pile shuffle anymore. Because he started the pile shuffle and then he kind of stopped. So, oh, well, I guess his opponent's pile shuffling. I guess the judges are probably like, hey, you know, there's no need for 2 pile shuffles. That could be it. Because, I mean, there kind of really isn't. If you're doing a double, like, is there really a point of doing a you pile shuffling and then your opponent pile shuffling when you've got 2 judges, like, literally and close enough to kiss you? Like, I don't really know about that. Alright, unless he gets Brilliant Fusion or something, and he has like a Trick Clown, man. This is actually, no, Trick Clown won't resolve. Spirit Dragon's gonna cut that off. Without Regeki, this is gonna be really difficult. Like, I don't know what he could have top decked, but whatever he throws down is getting Veilered. If it's the kitty, it's getting Veilered for sure. Okay, he went for Angeli. I probably would let that roll and maybe just hit the Hoot Cake. Alright, so I think he wants to show him the card so that he understands it. Actually, you know, you could probably just go ahead and Veiler that. You probably just go ahead and Veiler that, knowing that you have another Veiler for the Mewfuel next turn. And then I guess you're pretty much what's it called? He has Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit, which is interesting. Okay. I'm not sure how good that's going to be against Blue Eyes, considering he has a 3,000 beat monster. That's, I mean, a vanilla that's really doing work right now. The regular Blue Eyes is doing some work. Not to mention, he kind of has Gospel of Revival in the graveyard that he can just banish and protect his dragons. So I don't really know about this, man. It's not looking so clean. It was looking really, really good for Madolche until he got that second Veiler. And I got to give him credit. He really was patient. Like, I think he was really patient not using that Veiler, because I would have probably used it and lost. But I just think that he was smart. He was like, if what you play can't kill my field, I don't really need to Veiler. Like, even right now, he doesn't need the Veiler. Like, he literally does not need the Veiler until Tiramisu is put on the board. To be completely honest. Until Tiramisu, if he knows Madolche, it's been a while, I know. Until Tiramisu is actually put on the board, he needs not to Veiler. There's nothing Madolche can do. You can go into Dark Rebellion Exceed. Like, I could just, like, until you put something on board that can, like, definitively threaten my Blue Eyes, I don't really have to stop you. Like, I can just let you resolve all these effects until you get, you know, Tiramisu, and then I just Veiler her and just wreck you. I mean, unless you have, like, Ticket plus, yeah, maybe if you get, like, Ticket plus Chateau, okay, then I got to be a little afraid because she can come out and she has some good stats and whatnot, but as of right now, you don't really have all that, so. And that's without Shunsuke getting any traps, because, I mean, I don't know, Blue Eyes don't really run a lot of traps, but, I mean, at this point in Yu-Gi-Oh, you can't put it past anybody to just run 4 Solemns. Like, I feel like any deck in the game can pretty much throw 4 Solemns in. Maybe not Monarchs, because, like, the space is, like, super tight. Maybe if you have, like, 1, or you put, like, 2 primes instead of 3, and maybe you cut a couple of cards here and there. Like, you cut down Domain to, like, 2, and maybe you cut, like, a couple of cards here and there. I feel like every deck, for the most part, can just incorporate 4 copies of Solemn, just because it's just so good, man. Just opening up with a Solemn and knowing, oh, man, I feel so protected from a Pendulum Summon, or I feel so protected from everything. Looks like Shunsuke is looking at his graveyard, checking out his options. He keeps the Return of the Dragon Lords on top, probably so that he doesn't forget it. Also, I think it was the last card that was played, too, so it should be on top. And actually, I think he might be thinking about using Spirit Dragon's effect, although I really don't see a point of it. Yeah, I don't really see a point. Max E also would have been huge. I think if he would have had Max E, this game would have been over. Now, these matches are going to be a little slower simply because of translations. Samir might be playing cards in Italian print, and Shunsuke, again, is from Japan. So, alright. Looks like after that, he's saying, go ahead, use your effect on me. Messin Gelato should be coming out, I assume. Maybe. Okay. Is it going to be that Messin Gelato? Alright. Gonna see a quick pile shuffle, this time 4, okay. And I believe he's gonna try and resolve Hoot Cake. That's why I'm saying Messin Gelato. It'll probably be like Messin Gelato on the Hoot Cake. One thing about Madolche is it's kind of like somewhat similar to Mermill. Like, it kind of does run out of, if you don't have Chateau or Ticket, you run out of steam in like 2 turns, like for real. You seriously run out of steam. I think a lot of versions play Instant Fusion because of that, so that they can get things like Angeli back, and looks like he's just going to go in the battle phase. Okay. So Samir wasn't able to do much, and Rafflesia, his only defensive card on board, was pretty much gone. Well, I guess he has the back row. He has the Ghost Ogre, but I don't know if Ghost Ogre is going to do much. He's going to attempt to crash. It cannot be destroyed by battle because it was brought out by Angeli's effect. If he wanted to tag out to Michael, he could banish it there, but I don't know. It seems like it could be a risk. Oh, and he's going to summon Master. It looks like he's triggering the effect. Ghost Ogre is chained. Okay. So, or see, why did I say Master? I'm sorry, Sage. The effect is still going to activate, but it will stop him. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I almost lost it, dude. I thought that was a 3rd Veiler. I was going to say, oh no, baby, a triple. Okay, so he summoned the Sage. I don't know why I was thinking Master. Okay, that was my mistake. And the effect is still going to resolve. It's just the Sage will die. Although that does stop him from busting out the 2nd Spirit Dragon. Because I think if he would have got the 2nd Spirit Dragon, I think he would have gone to Azure Eyes, and then he just would have been able to get all of. He has the Vanities too. This could be catastrophic. He has a Vanities in his hand, man. This guy might be trying to go back to back. I'm talking Drake style, guys. And I believe he's probably going to set that Vanities. Honestly, I don't know if he can get out of the Vanities lock. Keep in mind that while your Madolche Hoot Cake is protected from battle destruction off of the Angeli, I believe it does tag back into the deck. So I think it's like the end phase of Samir's turn. It'll like tag itself back into the deck. He did not just put a card from his deck on top of his extra deck, did he? See, this is what I don't like this, man. Your main deck and your extra deck should not be the same sleeves. They just shouldn't. That way that never happens. Like, it already happens in enough Yu-Gi-Oh! To begin with. You don't need your main deck in your extra deck. I usually use pink for my main deck and like white for, actually with my extra deck, sometimes I'll color code them by attribute just because I'm weird like that. Like with Sotel Knights, I had my Castles in like green, Digusto and Warm green. I had like my light cards. I think I had my Tellarknight lights in blue. But then I had my other lights, like Bujin Tsukiyami. Like, I had that one in yellow. Like, cards like Utopia in yellow. I put my darks like Dark Rebellion, Sea Dragon, Illuminescent Knight. I put those in like purple and so on and so on. I don't think I ran any fires. The Volleyball Chain was already banned, so there was no red or whatever. Yeah, I think that was pretty big, but I just think I think Samir's bleeding cards, and I think Vanities is a wrap here. Like, I don't think you need to run that many traps in Blue Eyes, but the traps that he's running are good enough. Now, it says only has one Veiler in his hand. I wish he would like show his hand to the camera, because I'm not sure that I saw him use a Veiler, but I guess if he did use one Veiler, then yeah, I must have missed it. Now he's got the Master that he just searched out. Okay. I don't see a way of him getting around Veiler plus. Yeah, I think he only has one Veiler actually. I see the Master. I see one Veiler. Let's see him. Yeah, okay, so he did use a Veiler. He did use a Veiler because I see it in his graveyard. I just don't know if I see him getting past. I think the Vanities is the big problem. I think he's about to get beat over the head with these big ass dragons, and without there being much like with him already using a Twin Twister, plus there being not a lot of real generic field removal. Like maybe he's playing Dark Hole. I don't think maybe he is. I'm not gonna say I don't think whether I do or not, because he could be playing anything. Who knows? He's playing Madolche for God's sakes. But without there being a Regeki, I just think the Vanities is gonna be too much. All right, so he passes to Samir. Unless Samir gets a really good card, maybe. The worst possible thing he could have drawn here would be a special summon card. Something like Soul Charge or Brilliant Fusion. Oh, and he immediately activates the Vanity's Emptiness. He doesn't even want him to be able to do anything. Mageline is going to be played, but that is not going to get the job done. He says, sure, buddy, go for your search. Because at this point, it is a matter of time. You got to keep in mind that also locks him out of that train card, the one that you special summon from your hand to level 3. Really good card in Madolche. It's just pretty average everywhere else. So yeah, and another thing about this is, even if he did have Rick, he has Gospel Revival in the graveyards. This is a super hard block. He's got the Effect Veiler. He's got the Return of the Dragon Lords, aka Gospel Revival, to protect the dragons. He's got 2 killer beat 6 on field. You cannot special summon because of Vanities, and your back row is super dead because Shunsuke does not need to summon anymore. He just doesn't. Like, he's going to be able to kill it, and you see right there, Hoot Cake goes back into the deck because of Angeli's effect. You're going to see them shuffle up, and I'm going to put Samir on the clock. I think he has 1 turn to get out of his lock, otherwise he's dead. He's not going to be able to stall for more than a turn. Like, Shunsuke has 55 damage on board, I believe. I believe that Spirit is 2,500 attack. I know Blue Eyes is 3,000. Let's see. He picked up a copy of Twin Twister, which is not even needed. And this could be the start of a Blue Eyes dominant event, man. I want to see what the North American and the European players are playing, or the other players around the world. Like maybe what Bowden's playing. I know he's from like Australia or whatever. But I want to know if they move to Blue Eyes. I really think that they're going to be playing Pendulums. You know what I mean? I feel like the European players are just going to be, I think they're going to be swayed by Pendulums because we've been playing them since like December. So we've been playing them for almost a full year. All right, Mageline dies. She hits the graveyard, then she'll tag back into the deck. Okay, she does. All right. Couple of cards falling off the top there. And looks like he's not going to go for the pile shuffle. He just passes it to Shunsuke. So Shunsuke can go ahead and cut. Alright, I believe he's taking all the battle damage. Shunsuke wants to look at his deck his graveyard. And I think this is probably, I think this is going to be Samir's, I think this is probably going to be like Samir's last turn. As far as he needs to find an answer now. Oh, you know what? What I think just happened? I think Shunsuke may have negated the effect when it hit the graveyard.
Really mattered too much. No, it doesn't hit the car. One less card in deck for.
Yeah, okay, that's what happened. I believe that Shunsuke, you know how Madolches, when they hit the grave, they tag back into the deck. I believe that Shunsuke negated it with Spirit Dragon's effect. I don't really know why. I think it was kind of pointless. Maybe he didn't want to sit through the shuffling, but like, I think that he just negated it. I don't really think it makes, like, it made no difference at all. Yeah, I guess that's the only thing it would have done is like stop your opponent from shuffling because the card never goes back into the grave. Oh, he does not attack. He puts the Spirit Dragon in defense mode. I think he figures Blue Eyes is good enough, and I believe he just picked up an Angeli. And I'm just like, I don't know about this, man. You have a Mufuel, you've got an Angeli, and you got to start setting cards. Usually instead of setting cards, I usually scoop, but you know, and I guess once you're at the highest level, was that a Soul Charge? I think Shunsuke may have just picked up a Soul Charge. Obviously, there's no reason to use it. But I believe he just picked up Soul Charge. You can always tell that just that big white kind of circle. Yeah, you can always tell that. I don't really see a reason why. Oh, he attacked into Max C. I'm not sure I'm not sure why Shunsuke didn't attack last turn. This game he just would have won the game just now. Yeah, I mean, I think he's gonna win. I think it's like his odds are like 90% anyways. I probably would just go ahead and scoop. I think once he goes into battle phase, it will be time to scoop. Madolche, Hoot Cake, and Jelly are not doing much. But, I mean, I got to give some mirror shout-outs for, what's it called? Twin Twisters played, get rid of the back row, time space. All right, time space. He can special now. All right, activates Sage. This guy has endless targets with Sage. This is like Sage mill deck. Gets a copy of White Stone. All right, pitches it with for what's it called, Melody of the Awakening Dragon. Gets copies of some alternative dragons. Okay, and I think he wants to add a Blue Eyes bat to his hand. There you go, so that he can special alternative dragon, and then he can just pop, attack, game. All right, shows him the Mew Kitty. Mew Kitty, it's gonna get negated once he tries to tag it back into the deck. And there's a second, everything just attacks. GG. All right, so Blue Eyes take game one in dominating fashion, and if there were any questions about if this deck was the front runner, they may have just been answered. Granted, it was against Madolche, but I think that I really feel like the double of Fat Veiler took a stranglehold on this game. Now, I'm not sure what's going to be sided. It looks like he's looking at that Exceed Universe. I'm liking that, man, because you got to think. You know, a lot of times with Madolche want to do is they want to go into Levier or the X Saber, and then they want to go into the Queen Tiramisu, and you can use Exceed Universe. Maybe you can bust out like a nice rank 8, or you can bust out like a nice big Exceed play. Take all their monsters off the board, make sure Tiramisu doesn't trigger, and yeah, he's really looking at those Exceed Universes, and I think he's bringing them in. Oh, maybe yeah. I think he's bringing them in because you see him shuffling. And he might be looking at a couple of test draws. But yeah, I think those Exceed Universes are coming in. I think if you're Samir, I think those Light Mirrors have got to be in the side deck. You knew you were going to face Blue Eyes. So you knew Serteller Knights might have a chance at seeing a little bit of play here. They did win last year. You're playing against the guy that won with Serteller Knights. So I think that those are some of the decks you're going to see. He's got the Maxi in there. Maxi is always a super good deck against Madolche, unless they try and kill you, though. That is one deck that kind of won't stop a lot of times because they do have Madolche do have some cards that can just be like, no. You know, Madolche have Tiramisu, which is out to basically everything in Yu-Gi-Oh! Except cards that can't be, affected by monster effects. So, all right. We're going to see France versus Japan. Let's see what's gonna happen. I like those. I like that attire, man. I like those shirts. It says KONAMI on there. You got the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. I wonder if I'm pretty sure under the Yu-Gi-Oh! You see the little white letters that are like right there. I believe that's where Takahashi and like NAS. I believe that's where it shows those. And I think the judges and everybody pretty much has the same exact things. So game one, I would say I would say it was pretty, not demanding. I would say commanding. There we go. I would say that was pretty commanding fashion. And man, this is showing you guys, Blue Eyes is not a deck to be fooled with, man. That effect that Spirit Dragon has, that Soul Drain effect is so underrated because it puts in so much work against different matchups. It's not really good against Madolche. I mean, yeah, you stop your opponent from tagging them back into the deck, which is not really that relevant, to be honest. And, well, I guess it's kind of relevant against some of the things like Ticket or whatnot. Yeah, I guess it's like against Ticket and whatnot maybe. But against just so much of the meta where it's just like graveyard based. It's just like, oh, I activate Pantheism. No, you don't. I activate Edia. Oh, no, you don't. You know, I activate Skarm or Barbar or Graph. Like, nope. You're not going to activate anything in a graveyard. You want to activate Dart Destroyer? Not going to happen, buddy. So it's just so much graveyard stuff that goes on in this format that Spirit Dragon can just say no to. And then, of course, you can just tag out Spirit Dragon, bust out like Michael Banish stuff, or bust out maybe a copy of Azure Eyes, get your Blue Eyes back, start wreaking havoc on the field. Actually, you know what really kind of broke the game open? I would say that outside of the Veilers, the return of the Dragon Lords, him being able to get to that was pretty big because it gave him some tangible offense. And then when he got the Vanities, I felt like it was pretty much just done at that point. So the question is, will Samir go second? And I think the answer should be yes. I don't think he should go first against Blue Eyes. I don't really think that there's much you can do against Blue Eyes in turn one. Madolche is not a deck that has lockdown ability by any stretch of the imagination. This is a deck that wants to go second, so it can potentially either OTK or so that it can come up with like a big tiramisu play that just, you know, spins your opponent's cards back to their deck or whatever, non-targeting of course. And I just don't think that there's anything that you're going to accomplish by going first. Blue Eyes can go first because they can make things like Spirit Dragon and they can kind of just, you know, wall up with that. He plays Vanity's Emptiness, so Spirit Dragon plus Vanity's Emptiness could be a good turn one. Maybe Azure Eyes plus Vanity's Emptiness could be a good turn one. So I don't really think that there's any reason for Madolche to go first unless like somehow you're going into time or something and you've got some cards that you done sided in that you think are going to be good for this specific situation. But just in general, I don't really think I see a reason of going first. So we'll see what happens here. Both players are once again shuffling it up. This is live, so I can't really skip this, unfortunately, which is, I mean, it's okay. It's just a couple of minutes. You guys can watch a little shuffling. If you guys are watching this live, you'd have to deal with the shuffling anyways. You have to deal with the shuffling regardless. But I think this is really good, man. This World Championship, I want to see what the numbers are going to be because it's almost about 7,000 people watching this between Twitch and YouTube, which is really good. And again, they said over 110,000 eligible duelists, which, wow, that number is 40,000 in the U.S. alone, or North America, excuse me. It was 40,000 from North America, which means we are a huge region, over 30%, like 45%, somewhere around that. Oh, wait, my goodness, my math is totally off. Not quite, not 45%. Not that high, but definitely a high number. All right, so they're both shuffling up. I didn't think it would be that many players. That's pretty good. Who's going to be the world champion? So again, I'll try and have every feature match, guys. I will definitely have everything from day 2, 100%. And then, of course, I'll have Kaiba versus Yugi. As much as I want Yugi to win, as much as I want Kaiba to win, I just don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna let Kaiba win because he's an anti-hero. Like it's just, even though he's a good guy, like he's so standoffish and confrontational that it makes him like I don't think you can ever truly call Kaiba a hero. Like he's an anti-hero. He's done some hero things, but I feel like Kaiba is just not a hero. Like he's an anti-hero. He's like Vegeta, man. But you can never really technically call Vegeta a hero. You know what I mean? Like even just calling Vegeta a Z fighter just doesn't sound right. He's just Vegeta. So there's a couple of things I want to look up right after this game. Is A, what is that mat? What is the monster on that mat? And B, that damn X-Saber. The X-Saber XC, whose name I totally should know. Alright, so looks like they're both going. I think we may see a Max C in Samir's hand. Yeah, usually with some of the card. Yeah, I think that's actually that might not be a Max C. Now I thought I saw that kind of like that darkish black kind of brown haze that Max C has. But I don't think that that's a Max C actually. So Dark Illusion's not legal. Dragons of Legends is not legal. So you guys won't be seeing any Cyber Angels. You won't be seeing any Dark Magician decks unless they're like super jank. Yeah, I think I see a Message Gelato. I see some sort of spell. Can't see the rest of that. I could make out a Message Gelato. Okay, what card is that? Oh, is that Brilliant Fusion? Ah, shine bright like a diamond. That is definitely Brilliant Fusion. Oh no, the Max C. It was in the other hand. Get wrecked. Oh no. He's playing Allied Justice Cycle Reader. Wow, it's been a while since I've seen that. And he has such an explosive hand. Oh man. Okay, so he sends Electromagnetic Turtle. That's a really key card. Really good. And he sends a Gemnite Garnet, but this is so unfortunate. And he does not have a Mageline. See, if he had a Mageline, he could normal summon. He could kind of set up for next turn. But not having the, oh man, not having the Mageline's going to cost him. He has to pretty much just stall out. Yeah, his play stalls out. He can't really do anything else. He just sets a card and then passes. That is, that's such a waste of a Brilliant Fusion. Such a powerful and explosive card, which can give you a lot of good things. Now, he can end the battle phase. So, I guess his what's it called? His Gemnite's Seraphonite is potentially protected because he could obviously use Turtle, but that is really unfortunate. Unless he has Spirit Dragon. If he has Spirit Dragon, he can negate the Electromagnetic Turtle. Looks like he's reading Seraphonite. I don't know. Brilliant Fusion, I don't think sees much play in the OCG. Not anymore anyways. So maybe he's just looking at the card. Looks like he was attempting to read Seraphonite. Most people can, we can tell cards by just the artwork of the card. We don't really need to read the text. But sometimes you got to read the text because they'll be part of cards that you just forget. So he's got his 1-for-1. Cycle Reader is going to be pretty big. Twin Twister. Okay. Yeah, I don't agree with letting Blue Eyes go second, but that's just me. I guess you can't really predict Max C, but if he wasn't main decking like more than 2 Max C, he's going to side deck the other one. Alternative Dragon is huge. Blow up the back row, or you can blow up the face down. You don't have to enter battle phase. That's Glow Up Bulb, and goodbye Glow Up Bulb. Although technically it can be summoned from the, Glow Up Bulb can be summoned from the graveyard. I wonder what the play was going to be with Glow Up Bulb. I was thinking maybe he might try and go for Naturia Beast. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how powerful Nat Beast is, though. All right, he is not able to attack because obviously he activated his effect. No need to attack there because could run into an Ice Hand, Fire Hand maybe. All right, so what's going to be the play here? He's going to throw down Angeli maybe? No, he's not. He's throwing down Hooters. Go get him, Hootcake. He's obviously looking to banish Gemnite Garnet. And what could be the play here? Yeah, I think it's to banish Garnet and get like a Messenger Gelato, something like that. I wonder what those set cards are. Well, one of them's probably Twin Twister, but what could the other set card be? You know another card that could put in some work here against Madolche? Stygian Dirge. I don't know if many people play that card or side it that much, but I still think it's a fantastic card. Yeah, I've always been an advocate of Stygian Dirge. Alright, so it looks like he's going to say you can get that. Alright, so Gemnite Garnet is predictably banished. And Messenger Gelato should be coming out right about now. I want to know what he has planned with that Glow Up Bulb, though. Because, I mean, you could make Naturia Beast in a deck like this. I just don't know against Blue Eyes how good it actually is. Like, against other decks like Pendulums, Naturia Beast is godsend. But against Blue Eyes, not so sure about that. Blue Eyes seems like it could beat over a Nat Beast very easily. Like, literally, you could just summon Alternative Dragon and just pop it or attack it, either one. If your opponent has some back row, just pop it, be safe. Or if you're just making the reads, you feel like there's a Solemn down there, attack it. Is it me or did his back row cards get a little closer on Shunsuke's side? It actually seemed like his back row, it seems like the two cards got a lot closer together. It could just be me. Alright, so it looks like he got Messenger Gelato and time to bust out the Madolche ticket. Okay. Yeah, Messenger Gelato will obviously search because it was special summoned from the deck. And it looks like he wants to just get ticket, activate it. Oh, no, wait, okay. Thought he was just going to activate it immediately. Guess not. He's just adding it to his hand for good measure. Sometimes people choose to get Chateau first, but I think he probably just decided, okay, ticket's a little better than him. Yeah, I wonder if he's maxing out on Instant Fusion. I would think so, because a lot of times Madolche are like one of the only decks that run like a level 3 and a level 4 fusion. They'll run like Norden plus like a level 3 because they exceed in the both of them. So yeah, that could be one of the decks that that actually runs like a lot of fusions. I guess maybe Cyber Knights, or Cyber Knights, I guess Cyber Dragons do as well. Cyber Dragons can run Norden and they can run like Panzer Dragon. Alright, so there's the glow up ball play. Maybe he's going to go for an 8 here because he has 1, 3. He has a 1, 3, and a 4, which would be like 4, 4, so it'd be an 8. Or he could go with the Seraphonites. Maybe he'd go for Trishula. He'd have 5, 6, and 3. Or excuse me, he'd have 1, 5, and 3. Okay, 1. Oh, yes, 9 right there. So I think he's gonna bust out Trishula. All right, so 1 plus 5 plus 3. It's got the Trishula. This is really good because it gets rid of Alternative Dragon and a card in hand. The graveyard's not important. I think it only has Max C in there. So he busts out Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. And see, this is what's so important about Brilliant Fusion, is the fact that you get it's not just the double summon or the card in the graveyard, but it's also the fact that you get it's the fact that you get like the level 5 on board too. Now he decides not to get rid of the alternative dragon. Huh. Interesting. Alright, takes out Maxi as well. Only card in the graveyard, so that's the card you're gonna go after, I guess. Okay. I think he might actually be leaving the Maxi there. No, it doesn't look like it. Gets rid of Blue Eyes White Dragon, a card he already knew was in his hand, and Phoenix Wind Windblast, which is pretty hurt. That's pretty bad. Plays Madolche Ticket, and I just think it's kind of interesting. There we go. There's that Exceed play. Is it time to bust out Tiramisu, maybe? And there it is. There's the Tiramisu. Okay. Is this going to be the play where you Twin Twister and you get rid of Madolche Ticket? Or are you just going to let it get spun here? I probably would just try and Twin Twister. All right. So 2 cards look like they might be getting shuffled back, and looks like he's letting it go. All right. Your field is gone, man. Didn't want to activate the Twin Twister if that was set. And Shunsuke has Card of Consonance and Return of the Dragon Lords in his hand. Oh my, I'm not really sure what one card could get him out of this. Unless actually I do know one card. If he top deck White Stone, because he could immediately trade that in for 2 more cards, and then he could trigger the effect, maybe get Ticket. But I think I would have Twin Twistered, because he's gonna get cards off of Madolche Ticket, and I don't think you wanted that. I think I would have given up the Return of the Dragon Lords. You don't have any dragons you don't even have a graveyard, so you know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna be bringing back? Like, what are you reborning when you don't have a graveyard at all? So that may have been a little bit of a misplay, but that's just my opinion. Alright, so he's shuffling them up, and see, that's why I just say Tiramisu is like impossible to power creep. When you just have non-targeting removal for multiple cards and it recycles your things, like that chick is just too good. You know what I mean? Like, she is the reason to ever play Madolche, is because like the Madolche boss monsters, like the top end, are just so good. Even if some of the other parts of the archetype aren't super strong, which Madolche is still a very strong Zexal archetype. It's still a very strong Zexal archetype, and you can build it multiple ways. You can build it with the hands. You can build it with Brilliant Fusion. Play a couple of Gem Knights in there. Other cards like that. I think Electromagnetic Turtle is a really nice touch, because it gives you a battle protection that your opponent is probably not going to be able to out. So this could be a game where we're going to game 3, because right now Samir has totally mounted the field with a Trishula plus a Tiramisu in the same turn, all backed off of Brilliant Fusion. And I mean, the glow up bulb was just really big there. All right, so he passes turn, and Shunsuke, what you got, man? 2 of your cards we know are dead. So that 3rd card that you just drew had better be huge. If it's something like Vanities or Solemn, you're dead. You're going to die. He has enough damage to kill you on board right now. It has to be a live card. Did he just get White Stone? What did he just get? He pitched something. I don't know. Did he get Melody of the Awakening Dragon, maybe? That's the only thing I could have thought, or because it looked like he pitched and then searched. It had to be Melody of the Awakening Dragon. Nah, that couldn't be it, because why would he pitch what's it called? Okay, he got a Blue Eyes somehow to his hand. Let me see if they say what he got.
You can't do no choice. Yeah, you can't leave her around right now.
Okay, they're obviously talking about Queen Tiramisu and how you can't leave that on board. I want to know what he just played because they didn't really show it. I don't understand why the camera angle always zooms back and forth. Just keep it. He did get what's it called? He got Melody of the Awakening Dragon. He did. He must have top decked it. My question is, why would he pitch? Why would he pitch Return of the Dragon Lords? I mean, yeah, you want the protection, but I guess he just wanted the protection because he chose to keep Card of Consonance. So he must have top decked Melody of the Awakening Dragon. All right, he's going to special alternative. He'll pop Tiramisu. He cannot attack. If he tries to attack, it's going to get blocked by Electromagnetic Turtle. Here's the problem. He's going to get Tiramisu again. Because he has Mew Fuel, and yeah, he's going to get to, like, this is like a 90% chance he's getting Tiramisu. Because he can bring out Messenger Gelato. He can get Chateau. Okay, I thought he was going to show him that he had game. Are they skipping that? No, he's going to show him. Okay, whatever. He has game. He can just summon Messenger Gelato. He can go into the X-Saber, or he can go into... He'll probably go into Levier, actually. Yeah, he can just go into Levier. He can bring Messenger Gelato back. He can go out into another Tiramisu, and that's pretty much game. There's Levier. You detach. You bring Messenger Gelato back. You show him Tiramisu, and basically, just that's game. Just show him that you had a material. Spin. Everybody attacks. GG. All right. Game 2, Madolche pulling off the upset, and the crowd goes wild. All right, Madolche with an unprecedented upset of Blue Eyes. Okay, I'm not trying to go into Howard Cosell mode. This is Howard Cosell commentating Yu-Gi-Oh! All right, that's enough of that. But anyways, that was actually pretty interesting. That match did not play out like I thought it would because first off, I don't think that Madolche should have went first. And then secondly, when he got hard countered by the Maxi, I thought that he was in a bad position. And then everything just kind of swung his way. You know, pendulum swings, pendulum soul swing. It's like they say in Yu-Gi-Oh! RV. So, gonna see how this goes. I think if I'm Shunsuke, I'm still gonna go second. I think I'm still comfortable. I don't think you're gonna open with Brilliant Fusion again. And also, Brilliant Fusion just was... It wasn't even the fact that he got the Seraphonite on board. It was the fact that he got the Electromagnetic Turtle in the graveyard. That was huge. Because it meant that like Shunsuke was just, there was a potential lockout for any battle phase. And Blue Eyes needs its battle phase. Because you're summoning 3,000 beat sticks. I mean, yeah, some of them have some utility, like being able to pop a monster and all that good stuff. But you still are playing a beatdown deck, more or less. So like you need that battle phase. And just having that negated for a turn in a game that's so fast, like, it's pretty big, man. It's pretty big. So, Blue Eyes has 1 win. Madolche has 1 win. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes. I think what's just funny is just, I didn't even think about Madolche. It just wasn't even a deck that came to mind. And somehow it ended up totally dominating that game after getting completely ramrodded in game 1. So, we're going to have to see what happens here. I think trying to go back to the basics, Shunsuke, man. Go back to that Sage control that you were playing game 1, where you were just going Sage. You were racking up the what's it called? It's the Effect Veilers and Ally of Justice Cycle Reader. If you guys don't know what that card is, essentially a DD Crow for 2 light monsters in your opponent's graveyard. So it can get rid of a lot of Blue Eyes stuff, man. It can get rid of like a Blue Eyes in the grave. It can get rid of like a White Stone. That's like one of the number 1 things you want to get rid of, is like the White Stone, so they can't trigger while they're in the graveyard. Wonder if he plays Shadow Mirror though. I think Shadow Mirror would be a very strong card here. I mean, I really haven't seen anything that's gonna be adversely affected by Shadow Mirror. I guess Turtle, but that's pretty much it. Turtle has to be a light because he sends it to the graveyard to summon Seraphonite, but in general, I don't know, man. I still like Light Mirror. I mean, you got to think you're going to be seeing a lot of Blue Eyes decks. It should be the front runner for this tournament. I think even Jerome was talking about it, and the kind of like right after the pre-match ceremonies or the opening ceremonies, they were kind of talking about how Blue Eyes was probably the front runner, and you know how the deck was expected to do extremely well here because it's at full strength. Everything's been out in the TCG, and the OCG, especially for a very long time. So we're seeing some shuffling going on. I don't know. I mean, I feel like this match could go either way. Like, Madolche has Tiramisu, and that's really all it needs. I mean, you got another pop, like, just ridiculous power card and Brilliant Fusion that the deck definitely benefits from. And then you have Blue Eyes, which is the better deck, honestly. Yeah, it's just the better overall deck. I don't know if I think Madolche's ceiling is probably still higher than Blue Eyes, but Madolche's ceiling has never been, like, it's always been really high, but it's just, you know, consistency and stuff like that. Although that's why you run Blue Eyes to begin with. I mean, excuse me, that's why you run Brilliant Fusion to begin with, is to give yourself not only a higher ceiling, but more chances of getting to that serious higher ceiling. Yeah, I think Madolche has a higher ceiling because I think it can OTK like a little easier than Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes can make big boards, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes that requires soul charge and whatnot. And I don't know, man. Off of Brilliant Fusion, I feel like Madolche can take you out in one turn easily. We saw that Trishula play. We saw potential for an Eteria Beast if he runs it, which against Pendulums, you would hope that he does. So both players are shuffling it up, and we're going to see where this goes going into Game 3. I think that's... I don't know. I think whoever's major play gets blocked first, I'm going to say it's going to lose the match. Whether it's by Effect Veiler, whether it's by Treacherous Trap Hole, whether it's by... I don't know about Ghost Ogre. That card didn't really seem too effective in Game 1, honestly. It got rid of a Sage, and then Sage still got his Search, and then it didn't do anything. I do like Phoenix when Wind Blast being played in Blue Eyes. Because, like, so many cards that can be dead in your hand, like copies of Blue Eyes and copies of, like, you know, Master and whatnot. Like, just get them out your hand, spin a card to the top of your opponent's deck, especially if it's a back row card. You know, you not only get through their back row, but then you make them draw dead back row again. If it's like a Solemn and you already summoned your big monster, the Solemn is like super dead to draw. You steal away their next draw. Draw. All right. Hopefully they're not telling them they're in time.
Watching us from inside the building, you can get these sleeves. There's actually a vendor here available, or you can buy the sleeves that are being used.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to figure out if they're in time or anything like that.
Do that. Grab them while you can. If you're here, get them.
All right. They're talking about how the sleeves can be purchased at a vendor in the I guess the venue where they're at in Orlando, Florida. I'd much rather get the mat, to be honest. The sleeves are like whatever. I mean, they just kind of look like generic Yu-Gi-Oh. This looks like generic, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh special edition sleeves or whatever. I'm pretty sure they started World Championship 2016 or something to that accord or whatever. But the mat, in my opinion, is definitely the main thing that you want out of this event. Other than, you know, the other prizes, the mat just looks so good. Blue Eyes opting to go first, I believe. Did he start with Sage? No. Activated Dragon Shrine. Sends a Blue Eyes and a copy of White Stone, maybe? No. All right. So he's got Effect Veiler and Exceed Universe. He's got Return of the Dragon Lords and Alternative White Dragon. It's going to be an interesting play because I think his second turn is very strong. All right. So Maxi is played. Okay, Maxi is played on the White Stone. Get him a 1-for-1. He did open with Brilliant Fusion again. He gets himself a Blue Eyes. This time he decides to go with it in attack mode. Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit, which is not super good right here. I don't think it's good against the deck in general. I don't even think it's good against this deck. Because even if you would have summoned Sage and you would have used Ghost Ogre, he's still getting an Effect Veiler anyway. So it's like, what are we doing here? He has Trap Tricks Murmillo. Now that one could be big, but... Oh, he opened with Garnet. Well, he's playing 2 Garnet. They already said that. The thing is, I'm not... Well, I guess he could... Yeah, he has an XC play. He has a big XC play. I was like, how is he getting over the Blue Eyes? Because he could normal summon... Off of the Seraphronite that he'll get from Brilliant Fusion, he could obviously normal summon... he could normal summon Garnet and then normal summon Murmillo as his double summon. And then he could basically just, you know, XC up into something big. What is that spell he just drew? Okay, activates Brilliant. I cannot see what that spell is on the top of his hand. It's definitely a spell. Almost looks like Sword of Revealing Light. Yeah, it almost looks like Swords of Revealing Light. It's Swords of Concealing Light. Oh my goodness, I called that. I knew I was close. I was like, why does it look like Swords of Revealing Light? Like, no one runs that. its Swords of Concealing Light, which is actually pretty big. I believe that turns all monsters in the face, like your opponent's monsters in the face down defense position for 2 turns, and they can't change their battle position. There's Seraphonites. Oh boy, this could be Blue Eyes getting seriously hammered here, because just him getting a free Bottomless is going to be really big. I mean, he does have Gospel of Revival in his hand, so maybe not. We'll see. But if he's able to make like a Dark Rebellion Sea Dragon, and he plays Trick Clown as well. Oh my, yeah, this could be. Ooh boy, Brilliant Fusion is gonna get banned. We're gonna get Brilliant Fusion banned in this match. The fact that he's gonna get 2 summons is really big. The Brilliant or drawing the Garnet is not even that much of. It's not even that big of a deal here, as you can obviously just. Oh, he has a Mageline. Why did I think he had a Traptrix Myrmilio? Was it Madolche Mageline? Huh. Okay. For some reason, okay, I must not be able to read. I thought for some reason he had he does have Traptrix Myrmilio. Okay, I was like, what? Did I just read Myrmilio as Mageline? I mean, did I just read Mageline as Myrmilio? I was like, I thought he had a Traptrix Myrmilio. Okay, so looks like he's going to Exceed after searching, and he goes for Rafflesia. He goes for a defensive play. I don't know if I agree with that. I almost certainly thought that he would go for, what's it called? I almost certainly thought he'd go for kind of like an offensive push, but okay. All right, well, I guess maybe he's going to go for Hoot Cake. So he has the Trick Clown, used the first summon on Mageline, goes for the XC play. Now he's using a second summon, goes for Hoot Cake in defense mode. All right, Hoot Cake cannot die. Keep that in mind. Not by battle anyways. And you guys are seeing the power of Brilliant Fusion. Decides to keep Garnet in his hand. And what's going to be the play here? Maybe he might go for Messengelato. Banishes the Garnet. And I think it's time to get Messengelato out. Messengelato serves as a maybe not. What Madolche is that? I do not. Is that is not Puddingcess? Is that is not Puddingcess? Oh my God, is that Puddingcess? No way, that is Puddingcess. I think that. Oh my goodness. Holy moly, he just bust out the fucking chocolate. Oh my God, he just bust out the chocolate mode. No way is that's actually Puddingcess. Oh my goodness, the plays are here. Okay. This is looking pretty good. Now, I do know if she has, what's it called? Chocolate mode, yeah, chocolate a la mode. I know if she has Puddingcess as a material, she gets a, good God, look at the lift of that effect. I know if she has Puddingcess as a material, she gets a bonus effect, but I don't remember what it is, honestly. She's pretty big. I want to say she has, like, maybe she has a popping effect, but I'm pretty sure what the effect is. We're going to learn about it right now. This is really crazy. Okay. Okay, I guess I heard that destroy effect that what's it called? Jerome McHale was saying. I thought about that. Okay, so chocolate mode or chocolate a la mode. Does she something? I think she summons. Maybe she summons a Madolche from the deck. This is kind of crazy though. Like I'm not used to seeing that card summoned, and I think he's reading Puddingcess, and he's like, "What year is this?" Oh man, she's like I feel like she's like a fairly new card. I think she's an Arc V card. Yeah, she's definitely an Arc V card. What is she like? Crossbows maybe? She's not. Oh no. Wait, I'm gonna say she's New Challengers. Yeah, I'm gonna say she's like from New Challengers. She's definitely not Duos Alliance. I feel like she's somewhere between like Secrets of Eternity and like New Challengers. But I feel like she came out before. What's it called? Oh, could he actually counter this with Exceed Universe? Because he has rank 5 and rank 4. I do think that's Exceed Universe set. What could he do though? I think he may have expected a 3 and a 4, and not a 4 and a 5. So yeah, like you have to have the right rank to summon. But this could be actually really big if Exceed Universe ends up being like a super clutch play here. Let's see what exactly happens here, because I would say it's a huge advantage for Samir right now. Yeah, I mean, just being able to bust out Rafflesia for defensive prowess, being able to bust out a la mode here. I think they're going to the judge for a little bit of rulings, or at least for some clarification. He's looking at Rafflesia and maybe asking a question. Oh no, he's just getting the text update. Okay, so that's what's happening. Every time a card is played, he's just getting a text of the card exactly. He's getting it translated in like Japanese. See, guys, the digital age. Oh, what a time to be in. You know, if this was the GX era, who knows if that actually, probably in GX era we might have had that. Well, smartphones, yeah, because GX was in 2006. I'm not really, 2006, not everybody had smartphones. Maybe the Konami staff may have had like a laptop or something like that. They probably had like a laptop they could just pull it up on. Even if you go back to like the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Worlds like 2004 and stuff like that, they would probably have like a laptop they just bring it up on. But it wasn't at the point where everybody had smartphones. But yeah, now they got tablets and smartphones that they can just instantly bring it up on like an iPad or something like that. Where I'm pretty sure they're just on one of the Yu-Gi-Oh websites that have just the entire card database, and they just like type in the name of the card, like Trap Chicks Rafflesia, and bam, it just like pops up, and everything is like seen right there. What are the cards on XC Universe anyways? Like it kind of looks like Pallades, like the yellow one. It looks like Pallades. I gotta look that up. See what actual cards are on there. It's from Primal Origin, so it's the last Zexal set. So I mean, Evil Swarm, Constellars, those are Zexal archetypes. So maybe it is, what's it called? Maybe it is like Pallades. Alright. Got a little wave there. A little hey guys going on. Alright. What's going to be the play here, buddy? Think they're just getting clarification to his translator. He's telling them what's what. And this match took an unexpected path. Because, I mean, it just seems like momentum in this duel has just been, it's been like the pendulum swinging. Okay, so I think he's activating XC Universe. No, excuse me, he's using Valor. Alright, so he's using Valor on Rafflesia. And
it looks like he's confirming that that's the case.
Alright, using Valor on Rafflesia, so Rafflesia will not be able to activate her effect. Okay. Man, I'm not sure that that's the greatest use of the Rafflesia. Then activates XC Universe. Okay. The question is, what is he bringing out with this? That's the question here, because I don't know what he's bringing out. If he brings out something really big, okay, what?
Oh, after effect failure, you mean? Yeah, that he didn't want to do a response. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, now he's seeing XC Universe. Now he's seeing XC Universe, and he's probably coming up with the treacherous trap whole play. Yeah, in his head, he's gonna go.
Oh, I think he might be trying to chain. Because the thing is, like, I don't think you can just activate. Yeah. Okay, so I think Shinsuke misplayed. Like, I don't think you don't get have turn priority to just like activate XC Universe after effect Valor has resolved, like the turn player does, which means Samir gets to act before you just get to like jump in and throw your after effect Valor has like properly resolved or whatever. Like, Samir gets an opportunity to, like, play a card or an effect or something like that before. I'm pretty sure that that's what happens.
Destroy the hook egg and keep your Alamode to somehow be able to...
Oh, I guess... Okay, well, I guess he's just chaining. And I think he might be using Treacherous Tripole from the deck. And he's blowing up Rafflesia. And he's blowing up Blue Eyes. Or he's targeting those two. Rafflesia won't die because I think it's unaffected by... What's it called? Hold on. Is it opponent's trap effect? It might be opponent's trap effects. Why that's XC material. That is really unfortunate for Shunsuke. Because I think he was really trying to play around that. And it's... Oh, man. That's really bad. Because his XC universe, not only is it known, but it's dead now. Yeah, it's and he's obviously not going to XC anymore because he knows you have XC universe. That is...
Yeah, it's treated as the effect of Rafflesia, not the effect of Treacherous Trapple.
That is what's it called. That is really, really bad. Alright, so brings out Messenger Gelato, and is he going to search? Alright, there's Madolche Chateau. He's going to play it, shuffle everything back into the deck, all the Madolches. Okay. Or not? Maybe? Okay. Trying to figure out what's happening here. If he's going to shuffle everything back or not. Oh, he's activating, what's it called? He's activating Alamode's effect. Okay. for Ticket. All right. Can he game him if he goes for Tiramisu? Or is he just going to go straight into... Well, no, he's not going to go into Tiramisu because he knows the Xyz universe. Duh. I'm saying nonsense now. He's not going to go right into an Xyz when he knows about the Xyz that he knows about the Xyz universe that's already set on the board. Like he's just not going to Xyz anymore. So this is going to be some big damage. Keep in mind that every monster gets 500 attack. All the Madolches. Well, this whole field's Madolche, so it's kind of redundant to say that. Yeah, his entire field is nothing but Madolches. So that's going to be a lot of big damage, man. Because you're talking about 3,000, 2,000, 2,000. So, I mean, he's at 800 life points. Not a lot of room for error. Can't even play instant fusion, but it's not like he's playing that. Oh, wait, no, it's not. That's 21, 21. 21, 21, 3,000, I believe. I think he just drew a Blue Eyes. That could be really bad. All right, so he's banishing White Stone. All right, banishing White Stone. And adding a Blue Eyes to his hands. Okay. Shows him a copy of Alternative Dragon. Maybe he's looking to pop something here. Okay. I mean, he needs to clear a lot of his board. He's going to pop Hoot Cake. And yeah, see, this is where things like Regeki are just priceless, man. But the OCG players are not used to playing with Regeki anyway, so it's really no big deal to them. All right. Looks like he's trying to get rid of the Hoot Cake because he can't run it over in battle. It's protected. Brought out by Angeli, so I'm thinking maybe he's going to pop, and then he'll probably try and summon a Blue Eyes, and then he might try and Exceed from there. The question will be, what Exceed does he go for? Yeah, because it's going to be a difficult play. I think he wants to read or get a translation on Madolche Chateau.
His best new models and everything, he'll have 2 summons and be able to say, like, Tiramisu as a singular Exceed monster.
Okay, just trying to make sure I'm keeping up with as far as what Shunsuke is trying to do here. He's looking at his Xyz because I think he thinks that he can go into a rank 4, excuse me, a rank 8 this turn, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I see a rank 8 that gets him out of this, because if you blow up Madolche cards, they're just gonna come. They're going right back to the hand anyways because of Ticket and Chateau. So, all right, activates return. He must. Okay, maybe he did not decide to blow up the Hoot Cake. Yeah, he may have went for a different route. What do you go into here? Your opponent's at 7,000 life points, so I mean you're trying to like game them this turn before they get another turn. Otherwise things could get really bad. You know they're not going to exceed because they're like playing right into your hand. So I really don't know, man. Heliopolis. I don't think you have enough cards to use Heliopolis. He has a Trap Tricks Murmillo. That's right, he still has that Murmillo. He has Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit too. That's interesting. Yeah, Ghost Ogre could be really bad here. All right, so yeah, he does pop the Hoot Cake, but because of Ticket and Chateau, it's like you're really not getting anywhere. That Hoot Cake's going right back in his hand, and he gets to add too. So I mean, if he doesn't have Mewfuel, he's just gonna get it. I think he might be waiting for him to exceed to use Ghost Ogre. I honestly, I feel like Shunsuke is walking right into a trap. I think he's walking right into a trap. He's waiting. Samir's just waiting. He's like, go for an Exceed and activate an effect. You can have your effect, but I'm going to get your monster, and then I'm just going to kill you with Beatdown. Because he only needs 1 attack to go through. Like, 1 attack, and he's good. But at the same time, he could use Return to protect his dragons. So who knows what he'll do. Return does have that protection. Maybe that's why he's not triggering his effect yet of Ghost Ogres. He's thinking, well, he's got Return. He'll just use it, and he'll protect himself from that. He's got Swords of Concealing Light. I think that could be, man. I think that could be the game right there. Swords of Concealing Light. Although, is that big enough to... Are his monsters big enough to get over those Blue Eyes? Both of them? Because they have really high defense. Blue Eyes monsters are no slouches. Okay, so... He's looking through his deck. He must already have Mewfuel. Because... No, he doesn't. He has Murmillo. He has Ghost Trick. I mean, he has Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit, Gem Knight Garnet, and Swords. But you know what? Actually, I don't think he wants me fuel if he doesn't have any more Madolches to go along with it. That could be why he hasn't gotten already. All right, so he's okay. Oh wait, I think they're in time.
The match we just saw. Our table judge pointing out the turn order.
All right, they're in time officially, which is, I mean, it's obvious. This duel has been pretty. I think the time has actually been longer because I don't, you know, I think in usual premier events, I believe time is 40 minutes, but this duel I'm pretty sure has been about an hour. If I just had to guess, I'd say this duel has been at least, maybe not an hour, but well, it's definitely been 40 minutes. I don't think, maybe they didn't take into consideration the time spent siding and stuff like that. All right, so I do think he settled on a hoot cake. Oh, okay, he did settle on a hoot cake. That card goes to his hands. And might want to cut down on the shuffling time, man. You're in time. I mean, I guess it really actually it doesn't matter because there can't be any. There's no more games. But Shunsuke now has to think about doing a lot of damage soon because Samire's going to start stalling. I think it's going to be in his best interest to start stalling here. All right. Brings out that Galaxy XC. All right. Puts full metal over it, or full armor. I think it's full armor. He might want to go ahead and pop a card, but God, there's so many monsters to just pop. Like, he might try and go for all right. Gets rid of the alternative dragon. He's looking at the Ghost Ogre maybe. Don't know if you want to use it now because you know he has return. Maybe he'll forget about it. Do you expect your opponent to misplay this deep into the match? You know, nerves are getting to everybody. He only has 800 life points. Looks like he's targeting the hoot cake. No, actually he's just reading it. Not sure if he's declared his target yet. Oh, okay, so he does declare the hoot cake, and hoot cake will get bounced to his hand, and there is the Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon. Now, at least Shunsuke will load up his grave, so he can probably try and advance, which is cool because sometimes that can fuck up your late game, but I mean, they're in time. There is no late game. Plus, he only has 800 life points. He has 0 margin for error. Like, he's not going to have a late game if he doesn't do this. Like, if he doesn't go pedal to the metal, balls deep right now, he's not going to have a late game. I still look at that Swords of Concealing Light. That thing is just, oh, man. I don't know if he can. That's going to be really, really hard to deal with. All right, so he sends at least a white stone. And he's looking through his deck. Does he have any blue eyes in his decks? Yeah, I don't know if he has any blue eyes left. Oh, it's going to be pretty bad. Sends Alternative Dragon, White Stone, and another, what's it called? Ancient Stone. Okay. Alright, I think he may have already used all his blue eyes. Possible he may have sided one out. Alright, now Dark Matter Dragon can get 1 billion attacks here, so that's pretty big. This thing can start ramming. And then at that point, maybe you play defense for a turn. I don't know. It still seems somewhat unlikely. If he can clear his whole board, though. If he can clear his whole board, and maybe he can just keep him to like 1 summon. I don't know how he's going to do that. Maybe he has a chance. Alright, so you see he starts ramming. Because, I mean, Dark Matter Dragon is huge. So, oh, for God's sakes, please don't shuffle every card. If you know you're going to go back, if he's not, well, if he's just going to add it to his hand, I don't really see a need to put it in your deck and then shuffle and then add back to your hand. Okay, maybe not. Alright, he's going to attack. And, okay. He put the cards over top of his chocolate mode. Okay. Chocolate mode. I've never thought that I'd see that card summon at work. Not in this year. Maybe if this was like 2014, maybe. 2000, yeah. Well, excuse me. What? I'm dumb. 2014, the card wasn't released. I think it came out last year, 2015. I'm being dumb here. Alright, so he brings out White Spirit Dragon. I'd probably get rid of Chateau just because of the stat modifier. Like, I wouldn't even care. Like, there's no point of caring. Oh, why he goes after Ticket? I wouldn't even care about Ticket anymore. Like, I'm past that part. You're not gonna win because of ticket. I think you'd win because of the stat boost that you're getting from Chateau. But okay, whatever. He goes after the ticket. I thought he'd go after Chateau. Chateau gives you that 500 can be relevant, man. All right, shows him a blue eyes. Okay, looks like they're just going over the time regulations because they are in time. I believe that was turn 1, or actually, I think it's technically turn 0. I think it goes, let's see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yeah, I think it's 0 to 5. I don't think it's or it might be 0 to 4. Maybe it's 0. Yeah, I think it might be 0 to 4. Man, it's been a while. Yeah, it's been too long. All right, what Samir doesn't need here is another monster, and he drew another. He has a copy of Messenger Gelato. You know his hand has to be something that can get more monsters out. Swords of Concealing Light might be the card he plays immediately. Yeah, I think actually Swords of Concealing Light might be the card he immediately activates, which can be pretty big here. He has double Hoot Cake. His double Hoot Cake. I think Hoot Cake will be the monster he summons. Alright, double Hoot Cake it is. And alright, banishes the copy of Trick Clown, which of course he does not need anymore. Brings out that copy of Angeli. Probably going to activate her to get something else. I just can't believe he busted out the Puddingcess. I do know people like to run it as a one-of. I just heard it's really terrible if you draw it. Yeah, I've heard that a lot of people don't like running Puddingcess because if you draw her, she's just cancer, man. And I feel like he's trying to summon Puddingcess. Yeah, he is going to summon Puddingcess. Okay, where's this going? This is interesting. Alright, Swords of Concealing Light is played. He has the double blue eyes in his hand, I believe. He chains. Okay. Wouldn't that still go face down, though?
Rule. He thought that the thing would flip face down, and he's arguing that the text is wrong.
Hold on, what's this gonna...
That flipped everything down.
This is gonna be interesting.
He's using here.
I would assume he's right. I would assume that it would still go face down, but let's see. I guess it depends on if it says monsters on the field. This is gonna be crazy if this duel comes down to this. The copy of the card he has.
I think
Hold on.
I think this is the Swords of Concealing Light.
Okay.
Yeah, he's actually got the wrong text.
Oh no!
That is. He's appealed.
Okay, this is gonna be huge if he loses because he has the wrong text.
This will only check the ones that were in play when you activate it. It won't touch the one that came out as junior too. This is when you activate the card, it only.
Are you serious?
Sets the monsters that were on the field when you activated it.
Oh no! Oh my god! Critical fail. No! Then when you lose Yu-Gi-Oh! When this card resolves, all monsters your opponent controlled when this card was activated.
This was covered.
Oh my goodness! When you lose well, maybe he might recover though. Let's see.
It checks for monsters on the field then. And then chain link to summon.
I still think it's fine though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I agree with Jerome. Like, I still think that he's really good in this match. I don't really think that it makes that big of a difference, but that's pretty big, though. Okay, I guess I would have been wrong, too. Wow. Because Dark Matter, doesn't matter Dragon, as some people like to call it. Dark Matter Dragon has 0 defense. Alright, Puddingcess runs over Dark Matter Dragon. But his margin for error has been significantly reduced, I guess. Okay, so Puddingcess, he can exceed, though. Because if he tries to exceed, we know Exceed Universe is just going to be like, At least, I don't know. I wouldn't exceed. I wouldn't risk to Exceed Universe. You don't know what your opponent's playing. It could end up very, very badly for you. That's all I'm going to say. But he has the blue eyes on board, man. That thing's pretty big. So, I still think that's why he should have gotten rid of the Chateau, though. Just to try and do as much damage as possible. Yeah, I think I would have tried to get rid of like the chateau. That's just my opinion. So we're gonna see exactly what happens in this match. Oh man, this duel has had so many stupid turns. Like when you think someone's definitely gonna win, and also I think that all right, so he activates what's it called? He activates Gospel Revival from the graveyard, and
1,000 life points. He only has.
believe he's gonna attack directly.
Do it. And no amount of thinking you're gonna get him out of this one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Looks like he loses. He misplayed. Okay, so he crashed Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes got rammed by the what's it called? All right, GG. Blue Eyes ended up that victory dance. I think that he really should have popped the Chateau because Chateau was making it so his Madolche monsters were really big. I didn't think the ticket mattered at that point. Like, I really think the ticket was irrelevant. He had already racked up as much advantage as he needed from ticket. Why would you not pop the card that could potentially have more could do more damage? It could have graver implications. I don't know, but that was a very long and interesting match, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be back with round 2.